everyone, and welcome. Have you ever thought about being an explorer, charting totally unknown territory? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going on a journey to this place that's, well, it's as close as it gets, but it's completely hidden. I'm talking about the world inside our own bodies. So let's get this expedition started.
I mean, it's one of the biggest questions in modern medicine, isn't it? For literally centuries, the only way to see what was going on inside was surgery. But what if you could get a live map of your own stomach right now without a single cut? How on earth is that even possible?
The answer is actually pretty amazing, and it's called ultrasound. It uses sound waves way too high-pitched for us to hear to create a live picture. And this isn't some kind of random process. No, it's a super precise, standardized technique that doctors use. It literally turns sound into sight. Wild, right?
Okay, so any good explorer needs the right tools for the job. And for our trip to the stomach, we're going to need two very special pieces of equipment. Let's get to know them.
So each of these tools has a really specific job. The first one, the linear probe, think of it like a super focused flashlight. It's perfect for looking at things that are right near the surface, like your esophagus and your neck. Now, the curved probe, that's more like a big floodlight. It's designed to send those sound waves way deeper so you can see the bigger organs, like the stomach.
All right, so our journey starts right at the entrance. Before we can get to the stomach, we got to figure out the path that leads there. So our very first stop is the esophagus, which is right there in your neck. So we grab that high-res linear probe, and the process is really specific. It gets placed transversely, that just means sideways, right across the front of the neck. And the goal here is super simple. Just get a nice, clear first picture of the esophagus. This just confirms, yep, we're at the right starting point before we go any deeper.
Okay, entryway located. Now it's time for the main event. We're heading down from the neck into the abdomen to find the stomach. So remember our toolkit? That linear probe was great for the neck, but it just can't see deep enough to get into the abdomen. So to find the stomach, we've got to switch tools. Time to bring out the curved probe. And look, this isn't just about pointing it somewhere and hoping you find something. It's a really precise set of moves. First, the probe goes in what's called the subxiphoid area. That's basically just right below your breastbone. From there, it's aimed up and to the left. And then it's angled carefully toward the subcostal area, which is just under the ribs. All of this is to get the absolute perfect line of sight.
But hold on a second. This brings up a pretty big question, right? I mean, there are no road signs inside your body. It's this super complex landscape of organs and tissues. So even with all that careful aiming, how does the doctor really know for sure where they're pointing?
Well, this is where one of the coolest tricks in medical imaging comes in. It's called using an internal landmark. It's kind of like how old school sailors use the North Star to navigate. Doctors do the same thing. They find a big, easy to spot organ and use it as a reference point to find all the other stuff that's harder to see. So what's our North Star for this journey? It's the left lobe of the liver. The person doing the ultrasound finds this big, distinct structure first, and it's basically like a giant signpost that says, "You are here." Once the liver is on the screen, they know the stomach is right next door. It's such a brilliant way to find your way around in there. So there you have it. By following that exact path, switching tools, aiming just right, and using the liver as a guide, our explorer makes it. They've reached their destination. But why? What was the whole point of this trip? Why does getting this specific view matter so much? The whole reason for this super careful procedure is to do one thing: get a clear look at the gastric body. That's just the main central part of the stomach. And getting a good image of it is absolutely critical for checking out everything from its size and shape to how well it's working. So, yep, mission accomplished. All right, so let's do a quick recap of the big takeaways from our little adventure. First, ultrasound is this amazing way to get a window into the body without any cutting. Second, you gotta use the right tool for the job: the linear probe for stuff near the surface and the curved probe for going deep. Third, doctors navigate inside us by using internal landmarks like the liver. And finally, the whole thing has a very clear goal: to find and get a good look at a specific target, which for us was the stomach. You know, it's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it. We just walked through how invisible sound waves can create a detailed map of our own insides. It really makes you wonder, right? If we can do this today, what other invisible forces are we going to learn to use tomorrow to explore all the other worlds we can't see yet? Something to think about. Thanks so much for coming along on this trip.